Let's bring in House Oversight and Reform Committee member, Florida Republican Congressman Byron Donalds. Congressman, thanks for coming in today. What more do you know about this disinformation board?
Unfortunately, I know what the American people know, which is not much. Alejandro Mayorkas was in the Senate. He had no answers for senators about why they decided to put this together. But let's be very clear. Joe Biden has not been truthful with the American people about the border, about Afghanistan, about his lack of response before the Russian invasion into Ukraine. He's been a disaster on the economy. So they got to get their story straight. What we want to know on Capitol Hill, House Republicans, is what was the rationale even going down this line? Who is Nina Jankowicz? Why is she qualified? And last but not least, where on God's green earth did it ever become the job of the federal government to tell the American people what is truth and what is not? They need to just do their job.
Yeah, all good questions there. I want to put up the letter from the attorneys general threatening legal action. Here we go. It says the existence of the Disinformation Governance Board will inevitably have a chilling effect on free speech. Americans will hesitate before they voice their constitutionally protected opinions, knowing that the government censors may be watching, and some will decide it's safer to keep their opinions to themselves. So that's the letter. Aside from that, you're on the House Oversight Committee. What can your committee do to try to find out more? I know you have all those questions, but what more can you do?
Well, what we're going to do is put pressure on Carolyn Maloney. She chairs the Oversight Committee to hold hearings on this. The American people need answers. This is completely unprecedented. We've never had an agency of the federal government decide they were going to start being the truth police. So we're going to put pressure on. But at the end of the day, this falls to the voters. If you want a federal government that's going to be supporting these kind of Orwellian dictates, then continue to vote for Joe Biden and the Democrats. But if you want a government that's going to live within the confines of the United States Constitution, you need to be voting Republican in November.
So the timing of this board creation is very interesting, right? Right after Elon Musk announces he's buying Twitter. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but I want to put something else up on the screen. These are stories that the Biden administration is accused of suppressing. Hunter Biden's laptop, the Wuhan lab leak, questions over security of mail-in voting, and the efficacy of masks to stop COVID. So my question to you is anybody going to call out President Biden or his administration? Are they going to be reported to the board for those things?
Something tells me that if you work for Joe Biden, you're not going to be reporting on his disinformation. But the American people know the truth. Everything you just listed that the administration said was actually false actually turned out to be true. So we don't need this type of a board. What we need, frankly, is for news reporters to do their job and actually put pressure on this administration and ask simple, tough, and direct questions and let people use their brain, their God-given talent, and their own logic to make a decision for themselves. That's what should be happening on Capitol Hill and coming out of the White House.
All right. Well, certainly a lot of questions for this board and for Congress. We'll see what happens there. Representative Byron Donalds, thank you so much for joining us today.